how's it going in the middle of the line so far this spring? We're hearing great things about the DNs.
It's going great. I feel like with the new guys, they're getting accustomed to how we do things. They're working really hard. They're coming upstairs to watch tape when they're down in class and stuff like that. So that's always a good sign that they're bought into what we're doing and they're trying to learn everything they can about the defense. So in that case, it's been really good. The older guys are really working their tails off too, because we got to get better. 25 is 25. This is 26. It's a new year. It's a new team. So the approach has got to be everything is new, including my learning. I got to learn the system all over again like I never heard it before. I got to be invested into it that way, and we got to find ways to get better every single day. And I think everybody's met that challenge and done a good job with that.
You talk about learning. What did you learn the most about yourself as a coach last year throughout the run you guys had?
As I've been doing this for a minute, not a long time, not nearly as long as Coach Cristobal and some of those guys, but it's just staying the course and staying focused on the main thing. And the main thing is how can I help each individual guy get better each and every week. When I come in on Sunday and I watch the game and I grade it, I'm done with it at that point, and now it's on to the opponent. So as I'm watching the opponent and looking how they're playing versus how our guys play, I'm looking for ways to help them get better. And I can always sharpen my tools in that, and I'll really put a lot of focus on that, because I feel like the information that I give them in the classroom is going to be the difference in what kind of game they end up having on Saturday. So I really harp on the details on what I'm seeing, and I make them look at what they're seeing. So I make sure that they watch at least 3 or 4 games before we get into cut-ups, so we can really get a good idea of what the offense is doing and what we think they're going to try to do to us. So it's always me just sharpening their tools, sharpening their eyes, getting their awareness up, and making sure that they know what they're getting on the field on Saturday so we can play fast. Because no matter how you practice it, it's not going to feel the same on Saturday. So that's where your eyes and watching tape and stuff like that really get you ahead of the game.
We talked about the new guys coming in just with Carter and Davis. Just what stands out about both of them now that you've been with them for a couple weeks?
I think everything has been good because it's an adjustment for guys like that. Like, they came from a completely different system than what we play. So it's learning how to play the way our style of football, and I think they bought into that and got that down the first week. Now it's just about executing the details, and I think they're doing a good job of locking in. Both of those guys come up at least twice a week to watch practice tape, so we can stay on top of it, stay on top of the installations and all that kind of stuff. So they've really done a good job of being detailed in their work and their walkthroughs and in practice, and it's helping them out on the field when we're actually going live. So they're doing really well.
Why do you think Ahmad Moten came back for another year here? What do you think he wanted to prove?
I don't think it was necessarily about proving anything. I just felt like he felt like he had more to give in college, and he's met that challenge. You know what I'm saying? So for him, it's about finishing it this time, and what that means. What does that mean for him as a leader of this football team? What does that mean for him as he's leading and helping his D-line group continue to grow? So to me, it's a sign of maturity on his end to step up and really get in and get involved in a way that he hadn't had to do before, because you had the Mesidors and the Baines and the Keontae Scotts and those guys here. Now he's the guy people are looking at for leadership.
With Justin Scott, how did you see him grow as the season went on, and what's the next step for him?
Justin Scott, early on in the season, is a little rough. But as he got his footing and got to understand it more, he started playing really well, in particular after the Florida game. It's like he got better and better every week. And then when Blay went down and he had to become a starter, he really elevated his game in a really good way. So for him, he's been a guy that's been a super attention to detail type of kid. He's really locked in. He watches a ton of film. He studies. And for him, it's just been, just going out and executing what he's been taught. And he's done it at a high level.
How's Jackson Carter doing?
Who?
Carter.
Jarquez?
Yeah.
Jarquez is doing a great job. Like, he's working. He's gotten better. He's learned the system, and he's already a quick twitch guy, and now he's able to use that in his game. So I feel like he's really improved a lot since he's been here. And I thought he was a great player in high school. Really loved the way he played in high school. I was at the other school in Colorado when he was coming out, and I knew we didn't have a shot. I tried anyway, but we didn't get him. But what I saw in him in high school is coming out of him now.
You were here, as a player when the program was at a really good spot too.
Wasn't always now. Wasn't always. Had to put on that hard hat when I got here too.
So, maintaining the edge of just, staying at that standard. How do you feel like things are at now with this team coming off a year of success, and how critical is that to, maintaining that level of play?
This is always the critical point, right? You had a little bit of success, but we didn't get what we wanted out of this. So there's nothing to be patting yourself on the head, and saying we did a great job about. So there's a lot of meat left on that bone in so many different ways. So for this team, it's about focus, rebooting, and getting back locked in at 26, because 25 is in the wind. It is gone. It does not matter anymore. 25 season is in the history books. It is what it is. Now, if you want to rewrite it and do it better, then you better have your ass locked in, ready to go. Because now you have a target on your back. You thought you had a target on your back before. You got a target on your back now. How do you respond to that? Now we're back to playing hurricane football. So get your ass locked in, let's go. Because it ain't time. We don't have time for pats. We don't have time for good jobs. We got to get better every day. This team is not the same team we had last year. It's not the same players we had last year. So in essence, it's a totally different football team. So you have no space, no room, no second to think that we arrive, because we ain't arrived nowhere. That season already gone. We on to the next one.
What have you seen out of Micah Newton? What have you seen out of him? And obviously didn't play much last year, but it looks like he has a chance to do some stuff for you.
He's improved. He's doing well. So just for him, it's just continuing the details, just staying locked in. He's still a young player. So, with young players, you have young player things. So just continuing to work, continue staying locked in, focus and practice throughout. He's getting a lot better at, and he's been improving. I'm really proud of where he is right now.
Awesome. Can I just get your take on Bain and Messidor and Blake, just NFL thoughts? You've obviously been, just your thoughts on those guys next level.
For Mez, did a great job changing his body last year, bought in the summer when I got here in February, just watched him absolutely transform his body, dedicated to working out, doing swimming, doing all the extra stuff it took to make himself a player. He came into the season with a 6th-round grade, and he played his ass off, and he's getting rewarded for it. Bain has always been a workaholic. And, I heard about Bain long before I got here. And when I got here, to see how he worked, to see his dedication to the game, the dedication to his teammates, and the time he put in to other people getting better just as well as himself, was just fascinating. So anybody that's getting those two guys are getting a hell of a football player. Blake is a guy who came in from Louisiana Tech, from a different school, and came into a totally different system that he had to learn, which they're all learning a new system last year, but still, it's one thing to be coming from, a power 4 and then learning a new system. It's another thing to be coming from a group of 5 and learning a different system. So first thing he had to learn is that it's food everywhere. Just because it's here, I can't eat it. So once we got the weight under control and got him going through summer, he really took off as a player. He got after it. He did a hell of a job for us on first, second down as a good run stuffer, but he also has some pass rush ability. So I think there's a lot of meat left on his bone. As he gets into the league, he's going to continue to develop into a really damn good football player.